I've been summoned again. This has to stop. This has to stop. It doesn't, actually. This is my job. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Fat Sajak, and everything clashes in here right now. And you're just gonna have to deal with it. Trigger warning, this video might be hard to look at. I'm not here to have a good time. I'm here to yell at strangers I don't know. Although that is my idea of a good time, so win-win for me. Anyway, today we're gonna talk a little bit about a situation that I noticed last night and immediately decided I wanted to talk about because it filled me with a rage that could only be described, well, as rage. It made me angry, and I want to talk about it. Last night, Adam McIntyre uploaded a video called, I think it was just called VidCon and Colleen Ballinger or something like that. Colleen Ballinger and VidCon. Almost. I was so close. I was eating a full bag of daring vegan buffalo chicken when I thought to myself, I'm curious. What's this about? And oh boy, did I find out. And for you to find out, you have to make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Look, I always say it. I'm not a big numbers guy, and I'm not. But like, we're dangerously close to 50K over here, and that's a pretty cool number. I like numbers that are divisible by 5. That's just a personal preference, but it is what it is. Whatever, who cares? Subscribe or don't. I also have a Patreon where we watch lots of nostalgia content. We've been watching Teen Mom 2. We've been watching Teen Mom OG. We're making our way through the whole Teen Mom franchise. Basically, if anyone ever got knocked up and went on MTV, we're going to watch whatever the hell's going on with them. We have watched Spice World. We have watched Now and Then. We've been watching the I Love the 90s series from VH1. Basically, I'm just a nut for nostalgia, and my patrons are just along for the ride. But they're all lovely, and it's a wonderful, fun community. And if you're into that, that's over there. You can join for $1. You get all the content. And that's that on that. That's my that's my pitch for today, and that's all I've got in me. So make of that what you will, or just ignore me completely. Either way, I'll still be yapping. So Adam uploaded this video, and I took notes. I have 4 fucking, what the fuck do you call these? Post-its. Jesus Christ. I swear to God, you hit 40 and everything falls out of your fucking ears. Okay. Can't drink coffee anymore either, apparently. The crux of Adam's video was that he was very much looking forward to going to VidCon this year, having been in the past, and this year for the first time as a featured creator. Which, first of all, I didn't know VidCon was still a thing. Is playlist still a thing? I don't think so, right? But I didn't know VidCon was still a thing. But I totally get why it would be a very exciting thing. Be a featured creator at VidCon, especially as somebody who likely grew up watching YouTube. You know, I grew up watching the Golden Girls, which I still do, but, you know, they didn't have a con for that then. Or maybe they did. I don't know. But I wasn't there. Anyway, not the point. So this was clearly like a very, very big deal to Adam. And he had everything secured and booked for him to go to VidCon. Flights arranged, all of that. And the very next day, after flights were arranged, it was revealed that Rachel Ballinger would also be a featured creator. Now, Rachel Ballinger is the sister of the groomer and loser Colleen Ballinger. And oh yeah, I'm not closing my door today, so enjoy the sounds of Colorado, infamous for the luxurious sounds of screaming birds and airplanes and military helicopters and motorcycles. The beauty knows no bounds. For some reason, VidCon booked Rachel Ballinger as a featured creator. Now, Rachel has really, I mean, she's got over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. But, like, I know next to nothing about Rachel because she just radiates boring to me. So, never been my interest. Neither really was Colleen, except for her, pregnancy content. I enjoyed that because I was had kids around the same time. And that was really the only era. Shut the fuck up! Are you done? So, from what I can see, the only thing Rachel Ballinger is really doing online is, like, testing random shit. You know, the way people did in, like, 2012.
Testing Dorito flavor. Testing toilet paper.
And the only other thing is her podcast with her sister Colleen, which, like, I don't know, doesn't seem to be super popular. I don't know how many people. I know a lot of it is run through a Patreon. I don't know how much, like, how many patrons they have. All of this does not add up to, hey, come on in and be a featured creator in general. That would be like them having me in as a featured creator. Like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, people watch it. But, like, am I doing anything spectacular enough to be a featured creator at VidCon? I don't think so. Though I am pretty good at being a bitch. Now, Adam spoke about this very delicately, which I can understand. What I'm about to express to you about VidCon, anytime I use the word I think or express an opinion about VidCon, these are my opinions. These are not Adam's opinions, okay? Adam tread very lightly in saying that he didn't think that it was anything really more than a coincidence that the day after they had him all booked in for VidCon, that they then announced Rachel Ballinger being a featured creator immediately after securing his booking. And I disagree. I think that that was purposeful, in my opinion. Solely me. This idiot. He then got on a call with whoever and whatever fuck-ass business guy runs VidCon these days. And to be honest, like, I get why he's speaking so carefully, but I also think he's giving them way too much credit. Because at the end of the day, VidCon was created by John and Hank Green, who were YouTubers. And in the past, we'll even say 10 years, VidCon has become kind of a corporate nightmare in a lot of ways, but also, like, they sold it to Paramount in 2018, and then it was sold again to I believe a London-based company in like 2022-ish. So it's changed hands a lot, and I feel like it's missing the integrity that it was founded on. I don't know, whatever preposition you like better. So basically in this call, they were acknowledging the fact that sometimes there are creators who have feuds and have to, like, coexist at the Anaheim Convention Center. But as Adam himself pointed out, this is not a feud. This is literally someone who groomed him as a child. Given everything that Adam has shared about the situation with Colleen, it's pretty cut and dry. You know, she might not like the word, but again, you can be a groomer and a loser. They're not mutually exclusive. Who's texting me? He reiterated, like, they don't need to get on a call with me. You know, I appreciate their time. They didn't need to do that. They don't need to make that special time for me, etc. And I fully, wholeheartedly, 100% disagree. I think they do. I think it would behoove them to be on a call with Adam, because my plane's here, but I'll tell you all about it when I get back. So whoever the fuck Adam spoke to, and whoever the fuck runs VidCon now, I believe they do have an obligation to get on a call with someone who has concerns about the potential for someone that he was a victim of showing up to the same venue. That's essentially creating a hazardous work environment. It's creating an unsafe environment and an uncomfortable environment for a creator who is going to bring in a substantial amount of revenue to their convention. So I do think it is their obligation to sit and listen to the concerns and address them appropriately. However, they may have listened, but they did not address it appropriately. So they confirmed with Adam that Colleen has not been listed as Rachel's like +1 yet. So she is not confirmed to be coming yet. But that in this time, this limbo, she absolutely could. She could absolutely 100% join Rachel at VidCon. And as Adam pointed out, it would give her an all-access pass, which would include things like local hotels, all of the after parties, pretty much everything in and around the convention center. And if you really think about that, that's really fucked up, because that is, like, if we harken back to, like, VidCon past, where, Jesse Smiles was being antagonized at all of these parties by Gabby Hanna, like, tangentially, there is so much potential for something to go awry. And genuinely, I don't think Colleen Ballinger would have the fucking balls to do anything. I genuinely don't. I think she has been sufficiently dragged through the mud enough that I'm never enough, but like dragged to the point where she would understand that there would be like hella consequences for that. Not just in terms of like probably never being asked to return to VidCon, but also it would be, the internet would eat that shit up, and they would eat her up along with it. But my question, aside from what the fuck is in my eye, my question is, why is Colleen Ballinger not banned from VidCon? I feel like there's a technicality, like there's a loophole in there somewhere where like they could be potentially like sued for, I don't know, I guess some sort of like discrimination. But given that it's a convention for YouTubers, predominantly with, listen, who's going to VidCon this year? Let's see who all the featured creators are. They're still letting the annoying orange in? I don't know who any of these people are. Oh god. Glozell? Really? Yeah, other than Adam and like I don't know who any of these people are. Rosanna Pansino? Oh, Stancy Potenza, I know her. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. I know maybe 5 of the featured creators. That might just be a me thing, but like theoretically, the audiences for most of these creators are still relatively young people, right? Because even in its inception, VidCon really is honed in on the target audience of people who were the same age as the creators or younger. When YouTube was very young, for me, the creators were my age, right? Like the big creators were around my age, right? To have a convention center full of young people, for the most part, while it would certainly be concerning if someone like Shane Dawson showed up for other reasons, or James Charles showed up for other reasons, the optics are just not good. You know what I mean? I don't feel like Colleen Ballinger would walk into a convention center and groom some kids, right? Like, realistically, nothing would happen to, these thousands of kids who come to VidCon, right? I don't think she'd be a safety hazard to them. But given all of the things that have come out about her because of Adam, and the honesty that he's brought to all of it, and the proof that he's brought to all of it, and the transparency that he's brought to all of it, I would think that if you were going to make him a featured creator, you would also want to protect one of your featured creators. Because even though none of this was hashed out in a court of law, I just can't imagine a world where they're not like, hey, don't worry about Colleen showing up. She's not allowed. Like, I can't imagine just it not being that. That's crazy to me. And this is not an insistence that we should take away people's livelihoods or anything. Like, I'm not putting that out into the world, but like, holy fuck, I can think of one place that Colleen Ballinger probably shouldn't be, and it's definitely fucking VidCon. On this call, whomsoever Adam spoke to acknowledged that, like, essentially that YouTuber feuds exist, which again, not a feud. That's not what this is. It's not it. It's not it at all. Clearly, not a feud. A feud would be like if he had concerns that like Ethan Klein was going to be there, right? And they were gonna, bump heads or whatever. They've had some animosity over the years. Colleen treated Adam like shit. Colleen spent a great deal of Adam's youth grooming him, speaking incredibly inappropriate to him and other kids. There's so much there that is so wrong. I guess this was my point, is that they basically outright said that they didn't want to pick sides. You don't want to pick sides between someone who we have seen proof that they speak in absolutely disgusting and inappropriate ways to children, sending nudes to children. A child at the time, not mass children, but to an adult and a child, with the sole purpose of making fun of said person, asking young people about the first time they got their periods, talking about her ex-husband's penis, talking about her current husband's body, talking about having sex with her current husband. All of these things and then some. And you can't take a fucking stand on, hey, maybe we don't want this person here. So whether or not she has confirmed a +1 status on Rachel's confusing invitation to be a featured creator, it doesn't matter that Colleen hasn't RSVP'd as a +1, because VidCon has already taken the stance of, well, I guess we'll just see what happens, and that's fucking bullshit. Hank Green, to my understanding, is still on on the board of VidCon. Where are we, Hank Green? Don't fall down. I don't have the energy to bend over today. And now this whole situation has Adam McIntyre contemplating whether or not he actually wants to even go. And that fucking sucks. Let me tell you, that fucking sucks. Because this is something that was clearly hugely important to him, something that he's worked really hard for, something that he was very, very excited about, and it's now tarnished by this person who just remains a ass boil on the internet. Because even the hypothetical of her coming, I can understand why it would leave him feeling anxious. But here's what I think. If he can handle it emotionally, I think he should still go. I think genuinely that is the power move in this situation. And honestly, no shade, no God, words are fucking hard. I totally understand if it's something that is too hard to face, right? Like, it's only been, it's almost 3 years now, right? Since the whole internet exploded over it. But I do think that the ultimate power move is to show up, is to do things as you planned and just move it along. Because the thing is that there are so many people at VidCon. Adam's gonna have a fucking pocket full of muckers. They're gonna be everywhere. Pocket full wasn't the right amount, but you get what I'm saying. His followers are gonna be all over the place. They're gonna have his back. I'm sure whoever he brings as a +1 will have his back. I feel like you're a little early, Bev. Yeah, why don't you circle back in 10? Okay, thanks. I'll just wrap this up in a minute. I do think that's the ultimate power move, though. I think that shows a level of maturity that they don't have. I think it shows that despite everything that happened over the course of the past, not just the past 3 years, but prior to that, the first time Adam spoke up, I think it shows a lot of integrity on Adam's part to show up. And I think it just shows that, life goes on, somebody in the the Colleen Ballinger Snark Reddit the other day said, you've slid into irrelevancy when even your Snark Reddit is quiet. As a creator, she has slid irreversibly, in my opinion, into obscurity. Her vlogs get no views. My videos get better views than hers. So, I mean, from a business standpoint, I think it's imperative that Adam goes. From an emotional standpoint, I can understand being hesitant to. But I do think it might actually be healing for him to go and look it in the face and, you know, either literally or figuratively giving him both the fucking finger and just enjoying the shit out of his time with his fans and, you know, connecting with other creators and networking and all that other stuff that VidCon is good for. So I think it's a great opportunity in a lot of ways. But again, I would personally understand if he did want to sit out. But I think the right move is to go. That's what I think. But what do I know? I don't even know 99% of the people who are going to be there. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. I think VidCon sucks for this. I don't know. I know a lot of this is built on hypotheticals. You know, the hypothetical of Colleen Ballinger being there, you know, because obviously that's not a confirmed thing right now. But man, the absolute unwillingness to protect one creator from another creator, or I don't know, having the wherewithal. I mean, you run a YouTube convention, for fuck's sake. Shouldn't you know? This is why I don't know that it's not premeditated, because, like, wouldn't you know to maybe not? Wouldn't you know to maybe not book these two creators as featured creators? I don't know. Something tells me Adam's the creator with a lot more traction right now than Miss Tests shit from Walmart or whatever. So, I don't know. It's a really fucked up situation, and I feel badly for Adam that this is how, that the trajectory of something that should have been really fun and exciting, that it's, no matter what, whether he goes or not, it's marred by this potential run-in with a family full of problematic fucks. But I'm gonna go look at something else instead of, well, one of my eyes looking at you, the other one's God knows where. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think in the comments, or don't. Really doesn't matter to me. I'll be here anyway. I'll just be here, soaking up Gina Davis interviews like it's like a kitten with a dish of milk. That's a weird analogy, but I still feel like it works. Anyway, I gotta go. Just get the fuck out.
The only thing I've ever groomed is children.